Hey guys, so welcome back to my pregnancy journey / journal. Um, I hope that you watched parts 1 through 3. Today is part 4. Usually I set my videos on the 24th of every month. Um, it's part of Breakfast with Leash. However, I held out a little longer on this video because today I'm officially 27 weeks. So, if you've watched my video about my preemies, my two crazy preemie babies, you will know that 27 weeks is a big deal. That's when I had Lana. I had Lana at 27 weeks. So to make it with this baby for 27 weeks is huge for me. Because Lana was born a couple days after I turned 27 weeks. She couldn't even wait till I was a whole 7 months. So we're almost at 7 months. No warning signs of labor, early labor. Everything has got like fixed with my insurance. So we've been doing the Makina every week. The ultrasounds of my cervix that were like started out bi-weekly, then went weekly, are now monthly. Hallelujah. Because I was tired of that little stick. Such a violation to my body. But that is now monthly. So my cervix is in very good condition up until this point. Our next ultrasound is June the 17th. So this is going to be interesting. Emotionally though, I will say like I was happy to not have to pay that $80 copay to go get ultrasounds every week. 2, to not have that little stick inside of me every week. But then I realized once I didn't have them, it was like kind of a mental reassurance that I wasn't going into early labor. I wasn't dilating or anything was happening. But all of a sudden, so the first couple weeks of not having an ultrasound appointment and not being able to see my cervix definitely was kind of nerve-wracking. Because it wasn't like I didn't have that insurance that everything was okay. But, I guess that's just where your faith just kind of like steps in and you just kind of have to not be worried all the time. So, but since then, so it's just my regular monthly appointments, which after June's monthly appointment will turn into weekly appointments because we at the end. It's crazy, like it's going super fast that we at the end, which is fine because we already going to get the Makina, which is weekly anyway. So to survive the shot every week, I treat myself to lunch after I get my needle. I had my glucose test, I think it's called. I don't know. I forget what it's called. Either way, the test they give you where you drink that little nasty, syrupy sugar drink that felt like it gave me a headache because it was just like a nasty cup of sugar. Disgusting. And I felt like it was bigger from the last time that I was pregnant. So, and to test the baby to make sure the baby doesn't have diabetes. Honestly, I think I'm gonna end up having a healthy eater. Like, this baby's gonna be a healthy eater. Like, I don't really have cravings for anything crazy, and the things I usually want is like, I think the biggest craving I had is like fruit, like all the time. Like, I love fruit. Like, that's the biggest thing. So fruit salads, Jay's tired of buying me fruit salads. He keeps saying he's going to make me a big fruit salad, but he hasn't. Get on it, husband. Get on it. But yeah, fruit salads, chocolate covered strawberries, like those are the things like that I love the most throughout this pregnancy, and salads. So like really healthy stuff. Like all my snacks is like peanut butter crackers, apples with caramel dip. Everything is fruit related. Like the things I want is like really fruit related. So I think this baby is gonna be one of those babies that one of those kids that just like healthy food, which is good because I got one child that's addicted to pizza and Pepsi, well, Coca-Cola, and the other child that will eat every cake, cookie, candy she can find. So to have birth one child that likes healthy stuff will be refreshing. Won't have to force him to eat fruit or grapes, or say you gotta have fruit before you eat something unhealthy. What else? As you hear Lola drinking water in the background, you know, dogs don't cooperate like kids. Like kids don't cooperate. As soon as you try to do something, there they are making noises in the background. Anyway, what? Oh, the other thing that has changed as you get bigger, the more pain you're in. So, like my left side, especially in my pelvics and like waist area, is like super painful. Like my left foot, it's not like swollen like a big sausage swollen, but it is like I can tell the difference. Like it swells up. If I walk a lot, it swells up a lot. And talking to the doctor, she's like, because the baby is probably laying on an angle and the pressure of his head is on the left side, which is like restricting my circulation some. So that's why only my left side swells up. Because my right is fine. Just the left. And then she said, and you'll probably feel pain too. Which is very true. Because I feel pain. I now know why pregnant women end up wobbling. Because it hurts. Like carrying this weight. And at the last ultrasound, the baby was weighing almost 2 pounds. Which is not what he was supposed to be weighing until now. At 27 weeks. So, this is going to be a heavy baby. Still, praying for a boy. Still stay strong with all our 50 million ultrasounds that we're not going to find out the sex, even though everybody, well, not everybody, there's a few friends and family that just want us to find out so we can know. So everybody's guessing for us. Majority of the guesses is for teen boy. There's a few that say girl, but majority is teen boy. So fingers crossed. Yes, I refer to the baby in all my videos, all my posts as a boy because my hope is for a boy. Hopefully you follow my Instagram and you saw the kids' videos where they talked about what they wanted and things that they want to do with the baby. So we shall see how that goes. In their hesitation on wanting to change diapers. So I started buying like just a few things, mostly things that's going to be packed in me and the baby's hospital bag. Things that we're going to need while we're in the hospital. Things I'm not sure of. I'm going to need for the baby just in case so I can have it. Rather have it than trying to send Jay to go buy it before he comes back to visit us in the hospital. And yeah, so everything is just chunk like checking along. Like little by little, everything is just getting closer and closer to the end and more exciting. I think for me, emotionally and mentally, it's just trying to figure out, not trying to figure out, but just like the anticipation of when it's going to actually happen. When is he, when is he just going to make his entrance to the world? Is the Makina going to work and I'm going to get to experience like the baby coming home with me? And that was one of the things that I realized like up until a couple weeks ago, because everybody's like, oh, you're in such a better space, you're going to make it to the end. And everybody feel like everybody feels like I'm going to make it to the end. And that's great, but then, all of a sudden it like produced a insecurity or like a fear because I've never experienced it. Like I know what happened, what I'm going to be doing and how things is going to work with having a preemie, visiting a hospital, getting my updates and all that. Even though, it'll be a different hospital than before, but pretty much the things like the routine will pretty much, be almost the same. And, recovering, I'll be able to come home, recover, and still, not have to worry about the baby. But it's like having a full term baby and coming home with a full term baby and trying to recover and take care of the baby is like, I don't know what that life is like. I've never done that before. So it's really, for me, it's really scary. Not as much, like, I'll definitely, like, talk to Jay about it, and he's so supportive, and, like, that's why we have each other. But it's still certain things, when things happen a certain way, like, it's still hard to break out of the habit and the mind frame of, like, I gotta do this. Like, there's nobody else. So, I'm still, even 5 years into our relationships, almost 2 years into marriage, like, there's a lot of things that I'm still trying to break out of that habit of thinking it's, like, me who have to do it instead of us that have to do it. Jay says it's, like, it's been hard for him, too, because, he had to have that mindset as well. But when it comes to like certain things, I feel like over time, it's gotten easier for him. But for me, it's still like I'm still like kind of stuck, especially when it involves the kids. So in having his baby. So it's still a work in progress. Every part of marriage is a work in progress, and this is having a baby and the process of everything is no different than anything else. At this point, all I can do is just go with the motions and continue with can just continue with doing what I'm doing. I'm still trying to, even though this week I really like relaxed. Last week I worked out 3 maybe 4 times last week. Still doing my arms workout, still doing legs workout, still doing yoga. And yoga is getting harder and harder. Just the constant bending down and getting up. And I'm trying to do it all, even though my wonderful instructor have given me so many modifications to use a chair so I don't have to keep bending down and getting up. But it's like I don't feel like I'm getting a whole everything out of my practice. Like, but it's just like the constant reminder is just like, Alicia, you're pregnant, but and I get that, but at the same time, is like you see other people who are able to do so much, so it's just like you want to keep like trying to push yourself to do it. So I'm trying, but sometimes I'm just like, okay, you just got to use your modification. Certain positions and certain movements, I have to. I can no longer do them because the belly is definitely out and bumping and vibrating, and the baby's definitely in there. Like, what the hell are you doing? Kidney shots. I feel it all. Like, depending on what I eat or if I take too long to eat, like the movements of the baby is nonstop. So, certain things I have to, I don't have a choice but to use my chair and my modifications. But other things, I still be trying to do it. Like, I can make it, and I can. It's just, after I get out of it, it'd be really hard. So, last week I did a lot. I did a lot of working out. I walked with Shy, and I was in a wedding, and I did a lot of standing to be in a wedding, and it was a lot more difficult on my body than I thought it would be. And being 36, almost 37, and pregnant, especially almost in my third trimester, it's a lot. It's a lot. Like, you don't. It is a lot more than I thought it would be. Things were definitely way different, way easier to keep moving, to keep going, to walk a mile and everything at 26 versus 36. So I'm still got that mindset that I'm 26 being pregnant, and my body is just like constantly every step of the way has been checking me back into reality, saying, no, sis, you're 36. Lay, lay down. So other than, I did do yoga, but other than that, I just kind of rest this week, and I'm gonna get back to it next week. And just trying to keep going. And I got to get a new air conditioner because those 2 extremely hot days was like, I'm not gonna make it in this heat, because if you haven't seen the forecast for the next week is every day is going to be 90 after today, and the low is going to be 70, and it's going to be humid. So Jay has to make sure my new air conditioner is in the window tomorrow, because tomorrow is the first 90 day. So with that being said, by the time you see the next video, we'll be able to go to our ultrasound, our next ultrasound, and our next doctor appointment. So I can tell you what's happening now. This will be the first ultrasound that Jay get to see like the whole baby and possibly hear the heartbeat. They didn't they checked the heartbeat the last time he was with me, but they didn't turn the volume up so he can hear it. So I'll definitely have to ask them to do that, because he hasn't heard the heartbeat other than videos I've sent him from when we went to the doctor. And he's excited about that. So hopefully he doesn't break and try to ask the tech to slide him a piece of paper with the sex of the baby on it, because he's definitely said he was gonna try that. So hopefully, fingers crossed, everything just continues to go well, and we already at 27 weeks. So we can just make it through the rest of the summer. Till next time. See ya.